Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. We're here to give you that essential shortcut to being in the know, maybe with a few surprising facts, and hopefully just enough fun to keep you absolutely hooked.
That's the plan.
And today, wow, we are plunging headfirst into, well, a really fascinating and very public exchange of words. It's properly reverberated through the rugby community.
It really has.
We're talking about Springboks head coach Rassie Erasmus and the former Scotland head coach Matt Williams. And this whole, let's call it spirited debate, it kicked off because of some pretty pointed comments about the 2021 British and Irish Lions series.
Yeah, that tour still sparks a lot of feeling, doesn't it?
It certainly does. So our mission today, as we unpack our source, which is excerpts from Rassie Erasmus's brutal response to Matt Williams' latest Springboks rant, is really to give you a crystal clear understanding. We want to look at the different perspectives, the specific points they're arguing over.
And maybe what it tells us about tactical talk in rugby today.
Exactly. You should walk away with a solid, concise grasp of this whole debate. And hey, if this kind of in-depth analysis is your thing, make sure you hit subscribe for Rugby Obsession.
Yeah.
You really won't want to miss these deep dives.
Definitely worth doing.
Okay, so let's set the scene. It all started with Matt Williams' comments, right? He was doing an interview on Off the Ball that's a big Irish sports show.
Yep, popular one.
And the initial question was actually about the recent Lions tour, the 2025 one to Australia. You know, where Andy Farrell's team did brilliantly, won all but one game.
A really successful tour, yeah.
But Williams, well, instead of just focusing on that, his mind immediately went back to 2021, South Africa. And it clearly left a mark.
A pretty deep one, it seemed.
He came out with this really powerful statement. The source quotes him saying, let's go back to South Africa. The South African tour was one of the worst tours ever, the worst games of international rugby I think I've ever seen.
Wow. Okay, so not holding back there. That's quite an indictment.
Not at all. And he didn't just criticize the play. He went after the management teams, too. Both of them. Found their conduct disgraceful.
Both sides. Interesting.
Yeah, he specifically mentioned Rassie Erasmus running on the field as a water carrier. And, of course, that infamous leaked video criticizing referees winging people up.
Ah, yes, the video. That caused him a massive stir at the time. It's fascinating how those events from years ago are still framing his view now, even when asked about a totally different tour.
Absolutely. And the language he used about the rugby itself.
An abomination.
Abomination is, incredibly strong. What was his specific issue with the style?
He said, all they did was kick across the field and chase it. And he emphasized it wasn't played in a good spirit, even though it was aggressive.
Okay, so this taps into that classic rugby debate, doesn't it? The sort of perceived spirit of the game. You know, running rugby, expansive play versus the more pragmatic, maybe kick-heavy tactical stuff that just gets the win.
Exactly. Williams is clearly arguing for a certain aesthetic, a certain way the game should be played, especially by the Lions. And he felt the Lions themselves were dragged down by it.
He did. He said the Lions, who he called keepers of the law, had their image absolutely tarnished by that 2021 series. Like, they'd lost sight of what Lions rugby means.
So a stain on their reputation, in his eyes.
Pretty much. But then, total contrast, he praised the 2025 Australia tour, saw it as restoring that image. He pointed out Andy Farrell's coaching staff got the team playing a running game.
Right, take more risks.
Yeah, put the ball in hand. They took chances and made errors because it's high-risk rugby. But, geez, it was entertaining. It was fabulous to watch.
So for Williams, 2025 was proof that you can play entertaining, quote-unquote, good spirit rugby and still be successful at the top level. He's drawing a very clear line there.
A very clear line indeed. It's not just about winning for him. It's how you win. The spectacle.
Which is a totally valid perspective, right? It raises that question, does success automatically mean it was good rugby to watch? Or is there an expectation, especially for the Lions, of a particular style? It's a philosophical thing.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that, of course, brings us to Rassie Erasmus's reaction, which was prompt and sharp.
As you might expect, perhaps.
Our source calls it brutal. He responded on X, the social media platform. But the way he did it was quite something. Not long essay rebutting the points.
Yeah, what did he do?
He just posted a screenshot, a simple Google search result.
Okay. A search for what?
For Matt Williams Scotland coach win percentage.
Oh, right. Ouch.
Yeah. The text in the screenshot read, Matt Williams, the rugby union coach, had a 17.65% win percentage during his tenure coaching Scotland. He coached the team in 17 matches, winning only 3 of them. 2 of those wins were against Tier 2 nations, Japan and Samoa, according to Wikipedia.
Wow. That's direct. Undercutting the critic's credibility rather than arguing the point.
Precisely. And the caption Erasmus added. Just 3 words.
Let me guess. Something cutting.
Heel Sir Matt.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty pointed. Implying Williams' critique comes from a place of maybe past professional frustration.
That seems to be the implication, yeah. A very personal jab.
Yeah.
Sidestepping the actual debate about rugby styles entirely.
It definitely shows the intensity there, doesn't it? Even off the pitch.
And we need to remember, this isn't the first time Williams has criticized the Springboks. It's not just about that 2021 tour, it's been ongoing.
Right, particularly around the tactics, like the bomb squad.
Exactly. The famous 6-2 or 7-1 split on the bench, loading up with forwards to bring on in the second half. Williams has argued that's against the spirit of the game.
That argument, again, the spirit. What are his specific issues with the bomb squad?
He feels it discriminates against backs, slows the game down, reduces open play, and he's even raised concerns about player safety, suggesting it poses a player safety risk.
Okay, now that's a serious point, moving beyond just how the game looks into player welfare.
It is. But it's important here, as our source notes, to bring in World Rugby's stance. They've actually stated there's no scientific or medical evidence to support that view, the view that the bomb squad tactic increases player safety risks.
Right. So Williams' concern, while maybe genuinely felt, isn't backed up by the governing body's research.
Correct. It highlights that difference between a personal or philosophical viewpoint and, the official stance based on available data.
Which is a crucial distinction in these debates.
And Williams took it even further, didn't he? Speculating about a specific player.
Yeah, the source mentioned Steven Kitshoff's injury.
He did. Williams speculated Kitshoff's career-ending neck injury might have been linked to these tactics, the sheer intensity of the Springboks scrummaging.
That's a massive claim to make, linking a specific injury to a team's tactics like that.
Huge. And according to the source, those specific comments about the bomb squad, player safety, Kitshoff from SHREDS, they clearly hit a nerve with Erasmus. This led to previous social media reactions from him, too. So it's a pattern.
It really paints a picture of this ongoing friction. And what does it all tell us about the wider rugby world? Well, it's passionate, for one, full of strong opinions.
Definitely passionate.
And there's this constant tension, isn't there, between that idea of the spirit of the game maybe flowing, traditional rugby, and the drive for tactical innovation, finding new ways to win in the modern game.
The bomb squad is such a prime example of that tension. Hugely effective tactic.
Undeniably, World Cup winning tactic.
But it challenges norms, pushes boundaries, and so it draws fire from those who prefer a different style. The intensity just shows how deep these differing philosophies run. It's not just if you win, but how.
And what that means for the sport's identity.
So what's the takeaway for us, for you listening? I think it shows rugby is just buzzing with debate. And honestly, that's positive. It means people care deeply.
Yeah, about its values, its future.
And seeing how different tactics are viewed, debated, it shapes the whole narrative around the sport globally. It forces us all to think about what we actually value in rugby.
Absolutely.
And look, if you're enjoying this kind of deep dive, really getting into the nuts and bolts of these big rugby debates, please do subscribe to Rugby Obsession. We do this regularly.
Yeah, more great discussions coming up.
Now, as we sort of wrap this one up, we'd genuinely love to hear from you. What's your take on this whole Williams-Erasmus thing? Do you find yourself siding more with Williams's view on the spirit of the game?
Valuing that aesthetic, the traditional flow.
Or do you lean more towards appreciating the kind of tactical innovation Erasmus and the Springboks represent? That focus on strategic effectiveness.
Which viewpoint resonates most with you? Let us know.
Yeah, we'd be fascinated to hear. So just to recap, this clash, it really throws a spotlight on those ongoing debates in rugby, doesn't it? Tactics, player welfare, what the game is fundamentally about.
It really does. It shows that even at the very top, there are these basic disagreements on how rugby should be played and maybe how coaches should conduct themselves. Reflects those deeper philosophies.
Absolutely.
So maybe a final thought to leave you mulling over. In a sport like rugby, that's always changing, always evolving.
Driven by that constant search for an edge.
Exactly. How do we strike that balance between tradition, that beloved spirit of the game, and these strategic breakthroughs, the tactical innovations that push for victory, especially when they seem to clash?
Where do you, as a fan, draw that line?
Yeah. Where's the balance point for you?
That is a fantastic question, one that'll keep the rugby world talking for a long time, I suspect. Thank you so much for joining us on this Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We've really enjoyed unpacking all this strategy, philosophy, and, yeah, pure passion with you. We look forward to you listening to our next episode.